Hello, my name is Alan. I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you a little about myself. Talk about my military experience, my family, and my career. I grew up in a little town called Elkville, New York. It is an hour south of Buffalo, New York. You've probably heard of Buffalo. They seem to get a little bit of snow there. What you don't know is, on average, Elkville gets more snow than Buffalo. In this little town of Elkville that I grew up in, it had a ski resort in it, major ski resort on the East Coast. With that said, of course, I skied. I enjoyed skiing. One of my friends that I skied with had a great idea when we were in high school. Let's graduate. We'll join the Air Force. We can go to basic training together, go to tech school together. It's kind of a buddy program. Help each other out. Great program, great on paper. Unfortunately, he backed out. I was signed up. I had to go in. Went to the Air Force, went to basic, went to my tech school, got stationed at two bases. One thing that I did get to see while I was in the Air Force, I made it to Cairo, Egypt. Got to ride on a horse, probably didn't have a name, out through the pyramids and out in the desert. Another thing while I did was in Cairo, we took a ride down the Nile on a boat with a belly dancer. Great dinner. While I was in the military, while I was in the Air Force, I was married and had a little boy. Ending my 10-year career, I had a decision to either re-up or get out. Unfortunately, my wife and I were separated. They moved back to New York, so I opted to get out. I wanted to become a mechanic, so I found a local community college, took the mechanics course, took a semester. Fortunately, that did not pan out. Well, I found out because I was in the military, the town would pay for me to take a vocational class. It's called a BOCES. High school kids spend half their time in school, then half the time at this BOCES learning a trade. Wanted the mechanics course. Of course, there was one, but it was full. Opted to take the welding course. After I completed my welding degree through this vocational school, got a job building cement mixers, the cement drums that drive around cement. My task was to go down inside, weld these drums up, fill up all the holes. Pretty good job. I learned a lot about welding. Not the place I wanted to see myself in 30 years. Someone suggested become a dispatcher. They had the 911 test. You go to your local county, take the test, see how you do, see if you get a job. I did very well. Got a job working as a dispatcher at the county sheriff's department. Unfortunately, people would call 911 and be like, hey, my Canuten valve hurts. What's a Canuten valve? So I wanted a little bit more. I wanted to know more. Someone suggested become an emergency medical technician, EMT. That should help you medically, and that'll help probably dispatch a little. Became an EMT, still working dispatching. Here that is, I wanted to learn more. I wanted to do more for my patients also, so became a paramedic. Took the 10-month course, became a paramedic. Still dispatching, but paramedic seemed to be what I wanted to do. So I started working full-time as a paramedic. One of the towns that I worked in, the county had more cows than it did people. This girl from Minnesota, 1,000 miles away, thought it'd be a great idea. Change of pace, let's move to New York and get a job. She started working on the same ambulance that I worked on. After a year, we started dating. A couple years later, came out to Minnesota. I proposed to her. People say I never actually said the words, whatever. She knew what I meant. So that Christmas, we were engaged. Following Christmas, we came out to say, oh, by the way, we're pregnant. Still not married. So we go back to New York. That May, we come out for the wedding. Our daughter's still supposed to be born in August. Come out for the wedding. She just wanted to be here for that wedding. So she was born on a Tuesday, 2 pounds, 5 ounces, right before the wedding. Friday, we got out of the hospital. I had the greatest doctors for my wedding, greatest babysitters. She spent her time in the NICU, and we got out and went and got married. Kind of expensive doctor, babysitter, but hey, what do you do? So that Sunday we go back to the NICU. That was our honeymoon. Go back out to New York after she got released out of the hospital. After a year, we decided we would move to Minnesota, raise our child out here in Minnesota. I currently have that 7-year-old. She is now 7. I have a 3-year-old, little Spitfire. My son still lives in New York. He is married and now has a child of his own, little 6-month-old little daughter called Emily. It's funny to see being married, having a 7-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 6-month grandchild. But whatever you do. Due to my military, I was talking to a friend, and I was able to sign up and get a service-connected disability. With that being said, working in the air is a little tough on you. The military has been wonderful for me, to me, and with that program, service-connected disability, it'll help me get a new career that fits my disability. Wasn't sure what to do. We talked to a couple friends that was in the health information management program. Sounded like a great idea. Talked to the military, talked to a couple other people. Sounds like it's going down the right path. Currently, I'm in my second semester of health information management. One of the classes I'm taking, obviously, is public speaking. My life started out in a small little town of Elkwoodville. Military, married again, 2 daughters, grandchild. My life has had its ups and downs. My life is full. I wouldn't change a thing. That was a little about me. I thank you for listening, and have a good day.